and welcome back to Bachelor Buzz, the best place to come for recaps on your favorite reality TV dating show and the latest in Bachelor Nation news. We're your hosts, Arena
and Julia, and today we are talking about the fourth episode of The Bachelor while getting semi-buzzed. We are not very buzzed lately, are we, Arena? But I'm drinking a kombucha, which is fizzy.
I have sparkling water, always
sparkling
in a
water. Yes, well, cheers. We are no longer on the same coast. Cheers.
Yes, so I am back west again, and so we are back totally virtual. We did meet up, guys.
Yeah, it was fun.
We saw each other.
Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah, a couple times. So that was good.
It was so much fun to have you in town.
Thank you. Yeah, it's always nice to visit. Definitely the East Coast with its mosquitoes.
I know. And the thunderstorms.
And the thunderstorms every day.
Your children were like, what is this? They're not used to
it. Yeah,
but
like thunder.
Yeah. But at least it went quickly. You know, they come and go.
Yeah, they come and go. So we're back to our dry weather where it's not thunderstorm. We get rain, guys, but we don't get the everyday thunderstorms.
Yeah. So. Well, actually, it's cooled off since you left. Like, we haven't had a strong rain in like a few days now. And I don't think we're going to have it for another few days. So, but I'm kind of annoyed by that because I got herbs and stuff outside that I need to now pay attention to, I guess.
Oh, yeah. See, we took it with us, even though we don't have it here.
Yeah.
So, well, guys, let's get into Bachelor in Paradise because it's interesting. With the twins too. I'm enjoying what's happening with them.
I am too. I actually think they're like, I mean, I remember last week, I feel like we were saying how like, you know, what was going on with the Goldens? I don't know. Like they're picking each other, whatever. But this week it was like most of the storylines were about the Goldens, which I really liked. And their storylines are crazy. Like honestly, this was the most dramatic episode for sure of the season. And like way better. I mean, the drama is just better. It's more like on brand, I think, of Bachelor in Paradise than like what happened with Justin and Susie. And then with, you know, like who else? Like, I don't know, with Zoe. Like, yeah, that stuff sucks, like everything that happened there. But this is like fun, feisty drama, you know? So I guess we'll just start off with what we see in the beginning. It kind of starts off with April purring on Jonathon. We love April. She's adorable, but like, wow, she's like hitting on him hard. I mean, she was purring on him saying, I love you. Like, if you were younger, if I were, or no, if you were older, if I were younger, I would pounce on you. Like, oh my goodness. And he says, do you like cats? She says, I am a cat.
Yeah, I know. He looks
Why don't we talk this way anymore? I love it.
The other people were watching, and I feel like Jonathon was a little like, okay.
Oh my God, he broke the fourth wall. It was like watching The Office. He was just like looking at the camera, like, can you believe she's saying this stuff to me? Like we could, because it's April, you know?
And I feel like part of it, I think she definitely like means that she finds him attractive. He's a young man. But I also think there's like a part of her that's being very like, I don't want to say motherly, like an aunt, making him feel good because she sees that he's not the chosen one and women are not chasing after him on the show. So I think a part of it, in my mind, I think, is that part of that is also making him feel good and reminding him that
building him up.
You're the cat's meow. You are.
Her.
A catch, yes.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I still don't really know what I think her motives are because there was also a reference, somebody referenced how he was the one in the truth activity last week who his little secret was that he did hook up with someone older than him, 25 years older than him. Yeah. So like, I don't know.
I could see
could happen, I guess. But
for sure.
Yeah, so that was, anyways, I guess there's just a big question mark about them. But either way, it's funny. She's drunk. It's just a cute moment.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
So we go on, and then we also see them having a great time in the pool. Of course, Leslie is a dancer and fitness instructor, so she leads them in water aerobics, and she literally says to Hannah, "This is like the worst class I've ever had because they are
They're
all
all
over the
drunk.
place."
Yeah.
And it's almost like those cruise ships where they have the activities director. It's kind of like Hannah's kind of like that
I
a little
yeah, I heard
bit.
that that is like kind of her role.
Yeah,
Even though she came in as champagne girl,
yeah,
now she's kind of like the activities director, but I'm sorry, why is she there? She's barely had any screen
yeah.
time.
We don't see her
It's kind
really
of odd. I hope that she like leads a little bit more, like maybe some like I don't know,
later on in the
advice or
season
like
when
it's
it gets
just kind of odd. I have a feeling that she's probably talking to all of them a lot more than what we see.
yes,
But
yeah.
like why don't we see it? She's
We should
funny.
see it.
We love her, like
That's why they brought her on, right? To help with the
yeah,
ratings and for people to see her.
right.
This is
It's
just like her
odd.
free vacation. That's good.
Wells was
No,
also barely in this episode.
yeah, he was barely in the episode. I feel like it was so focused on the Goldens mostly, and then when you
Mhm.
see Jonathan, because he's intertwined in the Goldens stuff going on, that storylines that we really didn't see a lot of the other couples. We didn't see Jesse very much. We didn't see Wells very much or Hannah. So that was interesting, but it definitely gave it a different vibe to the episode. I
Mhm.
felt different after I watched it this time. I didn't feel as though, for example, with the other episodes that were so focused on the drama with the Youngs, that afterwards it kind of felt like, oh, okay, just this like drama over and over. But this
Mhm.
time, even with the Goldens and their storylines and all the drama going on with them, it felt different. It felt more, I don't know, just I just felt not better about
No, I think that's kind of what I was trying to articulate earlier, where it's like it's more on brand for the show, where it's
it.
like, oh, like choosing different people, mixing it up, being like
Yeah.
flirty. We don't really see that. It's kind of like set in stone, the first connection you have, and then you kind of stick together until something really bad happens,
Yeah.
aka like with Justin and Lexi,
Mhm.
and it's just kind of like doing that, it's too intense
Yeah.
almost. This is
Yeah.
just more lighthearted. Does that kind of match what you were trying
Yeah.
to say?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Thank you. Like, it's just, I find it more entertaining and interesting, and I come away
Mhm.
from it feeling like, okay, looking forward to the next episode.
Mhm.
What's going to happen? But not feeling as though,
What are they gonna do?
these kids are, and I don't mean these kids like, you know, they're not much
Mhm.
younger than me, they're younger, but just feeling kind of like, oh, like the wisdom, the golden
Yes.
wisdom. And I feel like
Yes, they mentioned that later. It's like,
it just makes a difference.
especially Dale, the
Yeah.
wisdom.
Yeah.
Isn't it a like Nigerian saying where it's like wisdom is chasing you, but you run very fast?
Oh, I don't know
I
that. I
love
didn't
that.
know
Yeah, I
that.
think so. Don't quote me on it, but I've like heard that and I just love those kinds of little sayings cuz it's like I don't know anyways. That's just kind of how it seems. But okay, so moving on after the aerobics class. Oh wait, we have to talk about RJ and Natasha.
All right.
They had a very cute moment. They were talking and he's smooth. Like these golden guys are very smooth. They're not awkward. They're like confident. He goes in, he says, "Come here," and gives her a kiss. And like it was so cute. And I was thinking, like, wow, boom. Great, Natasha. You found somebody great.
Yeah.
And then we have a golden man join us.
Gary's here, and
Gary.
he gets the entrance that
Oh,
is
such a good
awesome.
entrance.
Yes.
Yes.
And he is
So
so full
fitting.
of life, so
Hmm.
fun, so honest and candid. I loved his comment about seeing the young guys and going, oh my gosh, I don't even think I was in that type of shape when I was their age. Do they not eat? Like, I like to eat. Like, I loved it. It was so entertaining. He's just so fun. All the women really loved seeing him because he makes good eye contact. He's smooth,
Yeah.
direct. He's
I feel like
fun.
he got like the recognition he deserves.
Yeah.
Like on Jones season, I don't feel like he like shined that much, but here it's like he's the golden boy
Yeah.
of
It's
Golden
great.
Bachelor in Paradise. And it was like really great to see. And like literally every girl was like, "Ooh, you know,
Yeah.
Gary's here." But he, of course, he gets a date card, and he spoke with Leslie and Natasha primarily. Those were like the two. Although he flirted again with a bunch of other girls there, women,
Yeah.
ladies. And Natasha and him seemed to have a good connection,
Mhm.
but so did he and Leslie. He took Leslie on the
Yep.
date.
He took Leslie and, they danced the night away. It started to rain and they kept dancing. They sat down and they talked. And I think that they have a lot in common, it seems. I will say, yes, Natasha is a lot of fun and is what they usually call young at heart, right? And so is Gary
Mhm.
and Leslie. But Gary seemed to really vibe with Leslie and she vibed with him. And
Yeah, it seemed deep,
yes, it seemed
deeper.
deep and more romantic than Gary realized he did not have with Natasha. But I don't even
Mhm.
think he totally knew it until he had that date with Leslie, that one-on-one.
Yeah. I think he like really followed his instinct,
Yeah.
which is what you're supposed to do, you
Mhm.
know? Um, but I don't know. I mean, Natasha like really didn't pick up on that. She was still very much thinking like, okay, whatever, he took Leslie, but like we still have a strong connection.
Mhm.
So
So
we'll talk about that.
so when the rose ceremony came along and they did it, Natasha was called first before Leslie was. So
Oh,
Natasha gave her rose to Gary. And
yeah. Even
then,
though like you saw him go on a good date with Leslie,
yeah, but I mean,
but she
she
really
was
didn't want
not
RJ, I guess.
like,
You got to follow
and
your heart.
she knew that she just wasn't feeling it with RJ, that it was more of a friendship, she
Mhm.
realized. And so I think even though Gary is not for her, I still feel like her and RJ would not work out because she was pretty much,
Yeah.
we're just not on the
Yeah, that's the thing. If she's willing to like drop him like that, it wasn't meant to be for sure.
yeah. And so then
Um,
Leslie ends up choosing Kim because she knows that
oh my
he's
gosh.
interested, even though she's not interested in him
Wait,
in that
we need to talk about Kim. I'm sorry. Like this man is the most delusional person on the island. First off, April comes to him. She likes him
way.
and they're flirting
Yeah, they're
hard.
flirting
And then
hard. He was
he's
rubbing her shoulders before and saying, what was he
yeah,
saying? Something like risque, I feel
I
like.
don't
Like,
know. Just
what
it
happened?
was inappropriate.
Yes.
But yeah, like they were flirting, but even in this episode, in this scene, they were flirting. And she's like thinking, like you could tell she's thinking, like, oh, this is going well. She's
Mhm.
flirting back. And then he just drops, yeah, I could never see you more than a friend. I think Leslie's gonna give me her rose. And April's like, okay, bye. And then she just flits off. But like then Kim and Leslie are talking, and Leslie, like in the ITM, is like, I'm friend zoning him, I this won't go anywhere. So it's just like, what? But then she was forced to pick him because who else does she have a connection with?
Really?
And
She
he
hadn't really
too,
anyone
yeah.
else. And the body language, when he was talking to Leslie, he didn't read that. She was turned like this. She didn't turn towards him ever. She was like this. And when he was
Yeah, he like
speaking,
can't
she was
pick up
like,
on things. It was so awkward.
it's so, and then he writes her a poem, which was very
Mm.
sweet. Very sweet. He's a nice man. It seems
Just
like
like
a man who means
that
well, but not
sea
aware.
shanty he wrote.
Yes, the song. He wanted to perform, and everyone was like, "No, we
For
don't perform this." And he was like, "No,
yeah.
we got to do this." And they were like, "No, that's your thing."
We don't want to do it.
Like, but he
Yeah.
seems like he's just unaware, and he doesn't see it. And it just happened to be that she ended up choosing him, but she's not interested. And yet he's sitting there
Hmm.
going, "I think we have a strong connection." And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so sad. And meanwhile, he comes over. What was this? The next day, Gary and Leslie are talking at the bar. Natasha comes over. She's trying to talk to him, and Gary is giving vibes
Mm.
of not here for it. And Natasha's
Yeah, it
like,
was so
what?
awkward.
And then, but she doesn't react like that. But like in her ITM, she's like, it seems like he's avoiding me now. And then you have like
Yeah.
then you have Kim come over with his poem, and he's not seeing it. Natasha sees it. He's not seeing it. He's just like, I have
I have a question. Do you think, and this is just like, I don't know, maybe talking about like the process of bachelor parties, but do you think that Gary should have said, no, I don't accept your rose?
Hmm,
and waited for Leslie to give him her rose.
I'm gonna say, I mean,
Like, how does this really work? Do you think that he should have done that?
he certainly could have done that, but if I was in
Mm-hmm.
that situation and was interested in someone and I feel like they're interested in me and I wanna get to know them better, um, not knowing how things could go down because it's Bachelor in Paradise and you don't know, I would have probably just taken the
Like on that level, like being like, okay, you're kind of my second, because she wasn't his first choice, you know? And it's like he was very confident Leslie would give him her rose.
Mm,
So it's like maybe he should have just said, no,
I don't
I
know,
can't accept it.
but then
That would have been awkward for her. But like she's still just like with Justin, like
mhm,
he was still able to give a rose. Like
yeah,
she could have still given a rose to RJ or someone that she deemed like, maybe worthy of staying.
mhm,
I don't know. I just feel like that was kind of a faux pas on his part. Like everyone is probably talking about how like she kind of messed up, April messed up, maybe Kat messed up. We'll get to that in a moment. But like I think he kind of messed up. Like he could have fixed it. I don't know.
so maybe even before then, though, he could have talked to Natasha because him and Leslie were on the same page. And maybe
Hmm.
if there was some way for him to glean from Leslie that she was definitely going to pick him,
Yeah.
then he could have went to Natasha and said, "Hey, I really have enjoyed talking to you and having these conversations, but I really hit it off with Leslie last night at the one-on-one, and I just feel like we're starting to connect." If he had done that, then I don't think Natasha would have given him that rose. So maybe if he beforehand, more
Yeah.
than just like at the rose ceremony, had been like,
Did
"Hey,
they
I
talk
wanted to
beforehand?
know."
Do you
I
remember?
don't know. Did they?
I don't
I don't
remember, but
recall.
I feel like they might have. Oh, I don't remember.
They
But
did
yeah, I think that
beforehand,
I
sure.
think also that like maybe he just figured it was like obvious that he and Leslie like he chose her for the date. They had a
Mhm.
great date. Like who is even looking at me anymore?
Oh, Gary.
I'm with someone, but I don't know. I think maybe that was like kind of the issue where it's like he just didn't think of it, and then maybe I think he was just trying to be nice,
Yeah.
honestly, accepting the rose, which like is very on par with who he is. He's a nice guy. He only just met these both two ladies, so
Mhm.
maybe that's it. But I just kind of think to myself like maybe he kind of messed up a little bit too, and
Yeah, he
and
could
like
have said something.
accepting it and leading her on.
He could have said something even before then. He should have just told her before then and been like,
Yeah.
"Hey, such a great date." And then if he had done that, she would have chose someone else, and
Yeah.
chose him, and then who knows what
Right.
Kim would have done.
Yeah.
But yeah, he should have
It was just so many star-crossed connections in this episode.
are the golden
Yeah.
to everyone, but like they're just that was I love to see that though for Gary, like two women wanting to be with him. I really
Yeah.
love that for him. Um, so
And
I
it's going to get even better this next week because there's only 3 golden men left, which ugh. Okay. But we should talk about Kat and Dale at this
Mhm,
point. Oh yeah, I guess just like update all the other couples that are very obvious are still together. Andrew and Alex,
mhm,
Spencer and Jess.
mhm.
Who else? Parisa
Bailey
and
and
Brian. Oh
yeah,
my god, Bailey and Jeremy. FYI, everyone, they were sharing gum the whole episode.
yeah.
That was so weird.
I was like, "Ew."
They're bizarre. Do not ship them. I hope that she finds somebody else.
Well, we saw her crying in the teaser, so I don't know. I don't
Goodness.
wanna see her cry, but the only reason she might be crying was if something went down,
Well,
and
I
Ryan
feel like
told her
that might have, yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
he threw
That
Jeremy under
was
the bus, so something
he
happens.
did. So Brian hates Jeremy.
Oof.
But okay, so Kat and Dale, I think we
Mhm.
mentioned everybody else.
Yeah, we did. I think so.
So Kat and Dale are the question mark. Their conversations are kind of threaded throughout the episode, and she does discover that he kissed Allie Joe
Mhm.
while getting to know her before the last rose ceremony. And she was upset because she thought that they had agreed to be very transparent, very honest, open, mature. And like she thought that's the kind of guy he was. She thought he was a man. And they start arguing about it. And he comes up with the phrase of the day. Would you like to say it, Arena?
Ah, yes. He thought they deaded it?
Deaded.
Deaded?
Deaded. Deaded, as in, I guess, killed it or squashed it. But he chose a not correct past tense form of die. And that's what he said 700 times this episode. I deaded it. I did it. I decided to deaded it. I decided to deaded it. Say that 10 times fast.
So
Seriously.
hard, guys. At first, I didn't know what he was saying, and I had to go back and put on subtitles and be like, "Wait, what? What did
Deaded
he say?"
it. Mm-hmm. And he seemed to think he was communicating very clearly. But I think any girl out there can recognize I'm going to say a little bit of a narcissist here. Like, he really could not take accountability. He thought it was fine that he made out with her and didn't tell Kat until 3 days later when she explicitly asked him about it.
It was,
And he thinks that was a mature thing to do.
yeah, and he feels like, well, I didn't lie to you because he did not say it, but omission is still lying. He chose not to bring it up to her, so it's still not good. But he saw it as, well, you know, it was nothing. Like, didn't she didn't stay. Like, I didn't choose her, so we're good. But come on, Dale, you're 36,
It's like so early in a relationship, too, to be doing this kind of thing that she can't trust. It's like she's right to look at that as a red flag.
Yeah.
And she basically told him that.
Yeah.
And then he was just very defensive. He kept saying how, like, we have different backgrounds and stuff. Like, women in my life are 10 toes in
Does it even
or
mean?
whatever.
Well, I know what it means, but like, how does it fit here? And
I think it's just like they're very loyal. They don't care. They just let it go. Like, congrats that they don't have a voice. I don't know
he
what
needs
you
to
want
let
us
this
to think
go.
about that.
That's what
He needs to apologize,
yes. He needs to get through it and
Crazy.
apologize. And even Gary was talking to him, and Gary was like, and the ITMs was like, um,
Yeah, he was the one who said there was no wisdom in the
yeah,
boys.
wisdom.
Yeah, he
And
was like,
I know we all get a little,
Jesus.
sometimes when we have arguments, right? We get stuck in our head, and sometimes some more than others get really stubborn about it and get very like, "Ugh," like, I don't get it. Oh no, she doesn't see it or he doesn't see it and everything. But that being said, I think if he had just said, you know what, I should have told you. I'm sorry. I didn't think it was a
Exactly.
thing, but I understand now you're telling me your
Yeah.
feelings. And I
Yep.
just told you. And then it would have been done. Boom.
It's not that hard. And it's like, obviously, I will be open and transparent in the future. Like, that's what she wanted to hear.
Yes.
That is what, can make the relationship stronger. But he flipped it around and started talking shit about her to all the guys, being like, oh, in her face, he said, "You remind me of my ex." That's not a great sign for an early relationship on either end. But anyway, so yeah, they're both like kind of spiraling
Yeah.
in
Right.
their perspective groups of friends. And, she even said, like, why would I give him a rose? Like, he's freaking me out, you
Mhm.
know? He's so immature or whatever, basically. And Jonathon swoops in at the right time. And they had already had a little flirty conversation earlier in the episode.
Yeah.
But now, like, he turned it up a notch, and they were like really talking about how they communicate so well. He thinks she's funny,
Mm.
all this stuff. And I'm over here like, yes, Kat, get with Jonathon. Like, I'm still a little bit wary about Jonathon because I do feel like he was rose hunting a little bit last episode and
And he
still
still
kind of
is.
is. Yeah.
He still is, Julia.
But yeah, but at
But in
least
this
he's
situation,
like kind of rose hunting roses that want, I don't know, girls that actually kind of like him, I
yeah.
guess,
Yeah.
aka Kat and like
Yeah.
April.
Yeah.
I don't know. He wasn't really hunting with April. He just
No,
sits back and
that
relaxes
just
with that
happened.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. He
So
he like, I forget who said it. Was it Alex when all the women were sitting there and Kat was there,
mhm.
and when he came up and I think it was her or someone who said, "Wow, he really takes the hole and like really fits through the like takes the opening basically." I don't know
Yes, the
what they
crack.
said.
He jumps through the crack.
Yes, jumps through the
Yep.
crack. I loved it because
It was
they're all
true.
seeing it. They know he's rose hunting. Uh,
Yeah.
but in this situation though,
It was appropriate. Yeah.
yeah, and Jonathan probably would have been the better option also just because she needs that lighthearted. That was just so.
She could have pulled an April.
Mhm.
We haven't mentioned it yet. Can we just say it?
Yeah.
April chose Jonathon to keep him on.
Mhm.
But like, really, Kat should have chosen Jonathon, A, to get rid of Dale, who's not there for the right reasons and not good quality like boyfriend material or
Yeah.
fiance material. And then she could have pulled an April just for the fact that it's like, hey, I'm not choosing Dale, but like I want you to stay because A, we could have a connection, but if not, we both can stay for another week, you know, we can have each other's backs. It could be an alliance.
Yeah.
And like both of them could benefit from that, you know? So like her choosing Dale, just like that's the second kind of mess up of this episode.
Yep.
Because right after, what does he do? After the rose ceremony, he turns around
Mhm.
and victimizes himself and continues to fight with her. And she's like, I just gave you a rose. Like,
Yeah.
you gonna call me out and like try and pick fights right now?
She
He's
tried to
definitely just gonna go for the first girl who looks at him next.
seems like I mean, we saw it in that teaser too, that someone shows up, and I just feel like he couldn't even laugh about it. She was trying to make a joke after the whole
Yeah,
thing. She was trying to go in the right direction, and I thought it was a funny joke, and
it
he
was funny. She's funny.
yeah, she is, and he was just kinda like was like, "Oh my gosh, turn the page, build a bridge and get over it.
And
Apologize."
also, she mentioned so many times he can't even put a sentence together. And I'm sorry, but like that's just it just tells me that like she's also being really shallow. Like you're not choosing him because you connect with him. You're choosing him because you think he's hot. Sorry, Kat, but what have you learned? Like, please, I was so rooting for her to make a great choice and to really like stand up for women and herself, but like she really messed up.
Well, that's what our 20s are for, I guess, but, he
Yeah. Well,
seems
she got one more year in them, so she needs to
he
get it together.
seems So we'll see what happens. I just hope she ends up with someone because she deserves it. I mean, I don't really know what's gonna happen. I don't necessarily think it's gonna be Jonathan, but and that's no insult to Jonathan. I just don't know if I quite see that type of connection with them, but I hope
Mm.
that
Oh
someone
yeah.
comes along that Kat connects with and
Yeah.
is
Like they
able.
both could have had an opportunity, but now it's like he's not going to choose her. She, I don't know, hopefully isn't vying after him or trying to win him back or fight with him about this other girl that he talks to, like blah blah blah. If
Mhm.
that happens at all, she's going home.
Yeah,
But if they kind of decide to just move on and they both talk to other people, then maybe they could say, and she, I mean, really, thank you, April. Jonathan is staying.
yeah.
She could end up with him or at
That's her
least get a
best
rose
bet
from
right
him.
now. Yes.
But now April's kind of sacrificing herself because now there's only 3 golden men left. And there's like, what, 6 golden women?
Yeah. I
Because
don't think.
Nancy and Faith join.
Yep. Nancy, Faith,
Oh,
Natasha, Leslie, April, and Kathy.
7.
And
Is
all of
that
a
7?
sudden, am I mistaken, Juliet? But I feel like in the last episode, maybe episode 2 or 3, maybe 3, where Keith, I thought he was interested in Kathy, but now when
Yeah.
Nancy shows up, he's like, I see Kathy as a friend. Wait,
Mm.
I'm confused. Well,
He
I
was definitely into her. He said
I
he was
thought,
into her.
yeah, okay, okay.
But see, now the golden men have the advantage. So
Mhm.
they can truly choose who they like. I think Natasha's going home. I hate to say it. I think April's going home.
Oh, I
I
know.
think Kathy's going home.
Yeah,
And
unless
then we have
golden
Nancy, Faith.
guys,
Ugh, it's too many women.
like Nancy with maybe Keith, who it depends on who she wants to be with because she has the pick. And
Hmm.
Faith, I feel like I saw in the teaser for the whole entire season that Faith connects with Kim. I could be wrong, but I feel like maybe I saw that. I don't know. Maybe I'm
Mm.
wrong, but I think
Well,
Faith
then
is
he's the
strong.
luckiest guy on the island to be seeing another day and then to connect with Faith. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to have to wait for next week to find out. Um,
Well,
But
oh, and of
yeah.
course, we can't forget to mention, of course, Nancy came, but
Hmm.
Leia!
Leia. Yep, that's what I was just gonna say. Leia also came. Yay. And she talks with Sean,
Mhm.
who Jill gave her rose, or yeah,
Yeah.
Jill gave her rose to.
Mhm.
But unfortunately for Jill, it is now seeming like Sean is gonna give Leia a chance. He's like, yeah, I'd go on a date with you. Like,
Mhm.
I think she's definitely gonna pick him for the date. It's
Yeah.
either him or Jonathon, which
Jonathon?
we didn't see her talk to him,
Yeah.
but I could see them hitting it off too. So
Yeah.
again,
Be interesting to see who Leia ends up with because Leia
Jonathon could
now we
stay
get to
on.
finally start to see actually, and we talk about this every time, but who people are in like a normal circumstance are normally attracted to and
Yeah,
normally go for. And that's interesting and fun to see.
it is.
So
Yeah.
I guess that is that it? Is that like
Yeah, I think so. I feel like there's nothing else that we like kind of there was, other little moments, but I think in the end, I just feel like there were a lot of missed connections this episode, a lot of setup for failure. Like, I mean, now there's only three golden men. She could have had four at least.
no.
Now more golden women are leaving. Like, they really shouldn't mix up the generations. You shouldn't do that because then it's not fair.
Well, I hope that and there I'm sure there are some golden men somewhere at another hotel or resort
I really hope
to
so.
come, and I hope they just bring them out sooner than
Yep.
later.
But
Because
now it's the guys' turn. So, like, they don't usually add guys
I know.
when it's their turn,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
they don't. You're right. They don't.
so we're gonna have to wait for another week probably until more men come, but by then it'll be like
Mhm.
fewer women,
Yep.
only three women.
And then
It's
eventually
just
next
like they're
season,
dropping like flies.
they
It's
are.
just it really messed up but then okay, wait. We cannot end this episode without talking about the previews for the twist.
Mhm.
So as they've been teasing us, there was a $500,000 brand prize.
Yes.
It's it's honestly really weird. I'm not gonna lie to you. It
For
feels like they're
Bachelor.
just switching it up to like Survivor.
Mhm.
It's like or like Amazing Race,
Mhm.
It's like, all
Yeah.
right, now you're in a couple and you can't there's no more rose ceremonies, no more people coming on and like you're gonna compete. It's all games now.
Mhm.
Like that's weird. What's like you're really
It's
telling me are there even gonna be engagements at the end? Like, is there just it's just a prize for the couple? Like,
That's the question. Are there gonna be engagements at the end?
it's
Because
honestly pissing me off. I
one
don't know.
wins, then how does that go? That's interesting. I'm curious though. I'm kinda
Because
curious.
it's
I'm
like,
curious to see how this goes down. How because this will be the first time for Bachelor franchise, Bachelor in Paradise, to kinda do this, although they did say Bachelor Pad was similar.
I don't know what that is. What is
So
that?
that was a show which you can actually I just found out,
I
Julie,
might have to watch that.
you can watch it on Hulu now, at least 1 season, which I'm going to do because I've always heard of it, but I didn't watch it. I wasn't watching at the time. It was on years ago, and it was just like another Bachelor franchise show where they would
2010.
bring
Oh, it's a
past
game
cast
show.
yeah, past cast members to, I think, just a house to live together, I think. And yeah, men and women.
I need to watch that.
Yeah.
Well, like I loved Bachelor Winter Games.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping I don't even remember like what the premise was for winning that, but I loved that. And I've said on here before how I wish Bachelor in Paris were like kind of more like that or like that they did
Summer
summer
Game.
games.
Yeah.
So like maybe this is their attempt to do that, but I just feel like they're kind of pulling the rug out from under us without having a transparency about like what kind of show we're getting into. Like if it turns into some amazing race survivor thing, like, are they going to get help? Like, I mean, I don't like the idea of these people being stuck with the same person that they may not really like. And then also, like, if there's a grand prize,
Mhm.
are we not hoping for multiple couples to get engaged? Is it just one couple gets engaged and this is like their prize, or
Hey, like, I don't know how that's gonna work out. Is it just gonna
is it
be
a
if
choice?
one
I don't
couple gets
know.
the money, then how does that work out? Are there multiple people get engaged? I mean, I'm just really curious to see how it plays out. That's what I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to because I don't know how it's gonna work either. And I'm like I'm sure they wanna see how the audience responds to it as well, and
Yeah.
if they like it or not, to see if they continue with this type of style, in the future with Bachelor in Paradise, but I'm just curious. I don't know what to expect.
Mhm.
I'm just curious. How is this gonna happen? Because we still have what? We're in the 4th week, so maybe we have, what, 4 to 6 weeks left
Yeah.
of the show? So that'll be interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So into early September, maybe Labor Day weekend. We'll see. We'll see what
Do you
happens.
think that people are liking the new show? I mean, I feel like in our bubble, people do like it,
Mhm.
but I was on like some forums and like a lot of people are saying how they just don't like it. Like it's just so different. My mom doesn't like it.
Yeah,
And my mom is like actually like we should have her on here seriously because she's been watching it for a long time. And she doesn't like it. She doesn't like that it's like so modern, but also she's not the type to like watch Love Island or like any of these like more modern
Mhm.
Perfect Match, anything like that.
Mhm.
So, I don't know. I think it's like kind of mixed. I feel like the producers still are not really sure how it's going.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. They won't know until the end of the season, we won't know. I think it's interesting. Then again, I've only seen maybe 2 seasons about the traditional back in the day Bachelor in Paradise, but, I mean,
yeah.
I'm open to it, and I haven't really heard anything from people who don't normally watch the show or aren't as devoted to watching it, and what they think of it, so I'm not sure, but we'll see, and they will make a change, we know that, if it doesn't work out, because it's all about the ratings and the money.
Mhm.
So, next summer, we will see Bachelorette again, I'm pretty sure they did say it will come back, but does that mean that Bachelor in Paradise will also come back, or will they do an alternating summer thing, where one summer they have Bachelor in
Mhm.
Paradise, one summer they have Bachelorette? I don't know.
Mhm.
It's a lot of shows.
But yeah, I agree. It's just time will tell. We're
Mhm.
in for the ride.
Yeah.
I will say I'm glad we're covering this season because it is a like pivotal season for the franchise.
Yeah.
And it's gonna give some clarity onto like what, if this is a success,
Mhm.
we may see a whole different type of Bachelor format itself in the future.
And the flagship show,
I don't know.
they may switch it up.
We'll see.
Okay. Well, we'll find out, guys,
Yeah,
but
we'll
thanks so
find
much for
out.
joining us.
Yes, it was fun to recap this episode. I can only guess what's gonna come next,
Mhm.
but hopefully some lighthearted drama.
Yes. We'll see what happens. Thanks so much for
Yes.
joining us,
See you
everyone, and
guys.
we will see you next time.
Bye.